Welcome back to Crypto Ski Conversation. It's Friday. I'm ready to chill and call it a night, but I wanted to get through some of this content. We got some stuff from James K. Fallon, the XRP Army, when it comes to the shameful tactics of Chairman Gensler and the SEC, man. Their shamery, if that's even a word, continues, man. It just continues to spill over into the entire ecosystem. James K. Fallon says, breaking, the SEC has filed its reply memorandum in further support of the motion to certify interlocutory appeal. And there's some information that was highlighted by JD, Tipsy Tiger, and Neil Harder that I want to cover. But Stuart Aderati says, another SEC filing, another hypocritical pivot. After years of its chairman saying rules are clear and must be obeyed, the SEC now cries that an appeal is urgently needed to resolve these knotty legal problems. I mean, you talk about what is it? The double standard. We all know that's Chairman Gensler to a T, man. Remember, we talked about on this channel a while back how he claims, transparency this, transparency that, come into compliance, come in and talk to us. But it's like he himself, with his over $100 million fortune, isn't transparent, isn't compliant. It's crazy, man. That's how these people operate. JD has this long thread that I thought was pretty interesting. He says, after a federal judge called them hypocrites and publicly stated that they lack faithful allegiance to the law, you would think lawyers like Graywall, it says Gubrier Graywall, as SEC enforcement director, or senior SEC enforcement lawyer Jorge Tenrero would take Paul's measure and reevaluate how present SEC's legal positions. It says, nope. The professional embarrassment continues. The SEC now claims, unlike Ripple, it is only interested in an efficient adjudication of this case, and that it is Ripple who wishes to prolong the litigation, thus wasting valuable judicial resources. So what he's talking about right here is this little segment in the interlocutory document. It says, SC, as plaintiff, has institutional interest in the efficient resolution of this case. Defendants do not. They seek to prolong this litigation as they have promised to do, presumably so that they may continue selling XRP into public markets. It's crazy, man. Tipsy Tiger says, when the going gets tough, just lie. Gary Gensler, SC, you are a point of laughter around the regulatory world. First part of the introduction. It's just shameful. JD continues, let me show you how laughable the argument is. First, SC is asking for a stay of everything, including the trial of Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. A stay, by definition and operation, automatically prolongs the entire litigation. That in itself just makes what Chairman Gensler and the SC are trying to do completely laughable, and he's 100% correct. He says, second, because there is still a trial to take place, an interlocutory appeal will not end the litigation. It actually adds an appeal to the overall process, which requires more judicial resources. If an early appeal is allowed, it will take 1.5 to 2 years to get a ruling from, which for us as the XRP community, hey, we're on the chill side now. We ain't got to worry about being under the SEC lawsuit and the strain and shackles that they hold us to. Right now, we're on the other side where XRP and XRPL, Ripple, they can go on and continue to scale, do their thing, and be a part of the next bull cycle and everything. So it's like we're on the good side of that time frame, if you will. He continues, if the SEC were to win the Second Circuit, it won't, and the early appeal does go directly to the Supreme Court. The case gets remanded to Judge Torres, who then applies the facts of the case to other Howey factors not yet analyzed. In other words, even if the Second Circuit disagrees with Judge Torres' analysis of Howey's third prong, the SC does not win a summary judgment because she held the SC didn't prove the third Howey prong, and all prongs must be satisfied. Judge Torres did not apply the first and second prongs. Yeah, we've covered that on this channel. JD's talked about it in some of his live streams. You have to satisfy all four prongs of the Howey test to be actually classified as security. And we know that will never be the case. He continues, all that would happen in the case would be remanded, and Judge Torres would then apply the investment prong and the common enterprise prong of the Howey test. As I've said many times, the SC loses on common enterprise factor when applied to pragmatic and secondary sales. Judge Torres could and would give the same result even after a successful SEC interlocutory appeal. The SEC then could ask for a second interlocutory appeal to the Second Circuit on Torres' common enterprise analysis. Now, if the SC loses at the Second Circuit, the case comes back. Then after the trial, there would be a usual appeal on all issues. Hence, SC claims that it wants faster adjudication than Ripple does. Might be the dumbest argument I've heard yet. It flies in the face of its request for an early appeal while asking for a stay. The latest argument is so dumb it rivals, quote, the speech wasn't guidance at all, and only Hemmon's personal opinion argument, along with the, quote, Hemmon was a client seeking attorney advice for others at the SEC and is therefore privileged argument. Just when you think they couldn't, let me finish this. Where's that? Just when you think that they couldn't be, and then he put the ... and ended it. I mean, it's crazy. We talk about, and I know I put it out there a lot on Twitter, and I talk about it a lot, but it literally is just shame. It literally, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that these are our representatives. And I shouldn't be embarrassed, but I am. I mean, look what's happening in the U.S. We're supposed to be this world power, on top of innovation, thriving in markets, in regards of wanting to foster and care for and actually have an inviting space for entrepreneurs and growth in technology and innovation, entrepreneurship, right? But look what's happening in this early-ish crypto space that clearly is projected to be absolutely massive. They're talking about it being more astronomical than the internet itself. So what the heck is going on? We got the likes of Chairman Gensler and his buddies ruining it for everybody. It's crazy. Neil Harder says, did the SEC just say that Ripple is the one who wants to prolong litigation? Wow. Yeah. On a positive note, Brad Garlinghouse, Masari, I mean, there used to be some flood campaigns and stuff that was put out against Ripple and them, but now look at this. Glad to be back at another Masari Crypto Mainnet 2023, and this time joined with by fan favorite Stuart Adarali. Hopefully, no boxing glove this time, right? So clearly things have changed. Ryan Selkis, Masari, Brad Garlinghouse, and Ripple. I mean, we see pictures with Brad Garlinghouse with powerful people around the world. Their connections, they were saying that they were 8 times growth in the midst of an SEC lawsuit. The Ripple, the company itself. Obviously, we know XRPL and its potential for growth and the utility and use case of XRP. It's not classified as security. I mean, literally, the shackles are off. It's literally just clear open space. Yeah, we may be, taking baby crawls at this point due to price or, referencing price action. But like when you really zoom out and you look at things, I mean, the pipelines are already being set for this thing to really just, in a sense, run the system. And I'm speaking to whatever Ripple and XRP tend to take over. I'm not saying they're going to take over, all the money, all that stuff. But I'm saying, hey, they're going to have, a good share of things, in my opinion, based on the evidence that we have. The writing's on the wall with it is what I'm trying to say. Ashley Prosper had talked about this footnote right here. It says, here in footnote 3 on page 11, the SC argues that it is not improper to use an appeal for the purpose of increasing the likelihood of settlement. This tells me that they know they have lost instead of arguing the facts which are against them or using the law, which is also against them. They seek to use judicial process itself as a weapon to leverage the ill-fated case they were warned not to bring. Of course, we know that's what they're doing anyway. But it's quite different to see it right there on a legal document in black and white. Hypocritical, unfaithful to the law, arbitrary, and capricious. They are a joke, man. And Alex Cobb hits it on the head here. He goes, Ripple acquisitions, XRPL expansions, legal victories, central banks, CBDCs, monetary authorities, private ledger pilot, strong company, strong community. This is why I hold XRP. So literally everything that I was just rambling on about, he literally just put it into a nice, concise post here on X.com. I feel the same way, and there's some more stuff we could talk about on there, add to that list, but that's what's up. We're currently sitting at a 1.08 trillion dollar market cap. Bitcoin sitting at 25,870. Ethereum sitting at 1634. XRP sitting at 50 cents. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 51. We're still in the fear range. BC Backer was talking about he thinks the bulls are going to be left behind in epic fashion. So it's almost showtime. Obviously, we know Bitcoin halving is coming, and was it March next year ish in that area? Then we have all these spot Bitcoin ETF filings, right? We know what kind of happens per history when you zoom out, when you get closer to these Bitcoin halvings. Now you have all these other positive catalysts, XRP being declared not a security. What do you think's going to happen? It's showtime, and it's already happening. Hey, it may be little crawls right now, but pretty soon, remember I showed it in our last video when Alex Cobb had put it up. We're going to wake up one day and we're just going to see a fat green candles just literally going vertical. And that's how fast this thing happens. Make sure you come to the Crypto is Key Conversation YouTube channel. Subscribe, follow us on x.com at CryptoIsKey1. I really appreciate your support out there. With all that being said, stay strong out there and be safe.